We're joined now by Kaylee Goncalves' family, her parents, Kristi and Steve, and her sister Aubrie is with us this morning as well. Welcome back. Welcome back. You know, we were talking just a few minutes ago about the documentary itself, and one of the things that I found interesting was that it didn't focus on the killer. It focused on the victims, focused on their stories as well. Did you find participating in it to be cathartic? Did it help with the grieving process?
Yes, and Skye Borgman, who was the producer of that, knew that we were very adamant about that, and she really took that into consideration, that, you know, we wanted this to be victim-based, not him. You know, obviously there is no story if you don't talk about what happened.
Right.
So that had to be done, but it was good to see them in person and in real filming, real photos, and as sad as it was to watch, because some of those moments just take you right back to when it all started. There are some moments that, you know, you could definitely smile.
Yeah. Steve, the last time we chatted here on the show, I recall you expressing some frustration that the case never went to trial. Now, of course, the same week that this documentary comes out, he tries to change his plea. Would you like to see a trial? Would you actually like to see this go to trial this time around?
That's never changed. I've been consistent through and through. The evidence was there. I want to honor all the work that the agents did, and I think it should have stood. We need to make case law. You know, Idaho had a chance. We spent $8 million. We really were in a perfect position to put our foot down and say we're not going to allow this to happen in our state, and I would have liked to see that happen.
In the docuseries, the police chief, the Moscow police chief, he basically says, as you saw, that he thinks that this is essentially a death penalty because he'll die in prison. He'll do the 4 consecutive life terms. What do you say to that?
If it was his kid, he wouldn't feel the same. You know, that's not a real death penalty, and it's my child, and I'm going to demand the highest standard of law, and that's not dying in prison, you know, getting vegan meals and being treated like some kind of celebrity, and that's not even close.
I did actually appreciate him saying that. And
the police chief?
Yes, the police chief. I never actually had thought about that, but death row is different than, you know, in which he is not on death row. So the life that he would live up until the time he would die is different. So that is, you know, a small factor there, or a big factor.
We shouldn't pay for his PhD. And he's going to get a PhD in prison. Why? Because our system is questionable. Somebody like that should not keep going to school.
Aubrie, mom and dad have sort of been out here talking about their beloved daughter for a number of years now. We saw your sister there in the story. She read the victim impact statement last year as well. This is the first time we've seen and heard from you. Why did you decide that now is the time to speak out?
Yeah, so when everything happened, I was a sophomore in high school. I was only 16 years old, and at the time, I kind of just decided that no words were going to bring back either one of my sisters, so I didn't feel like saying anything. And now that I've gotten older, you know, almost 4 years has passed, I realize still that no words are going to bring back my sisters, but words are what's going to keep their memories alive. And I'm not really one to put myself in a situation like this. I don't really like to, but I know that I have to keep Maddie and Kaylee's name alive, and that's why I'm here today.
Let's talk about Kaylee for a second. What do you want the world to know about your big sister? Maybe things that we haven't heard, or maybe things that we don't know.
I think you could see exactly how Kaylee was as a person just by looking at pictures of her. She was like the bubbliest human ever. She was always down to have a fun time. She was always, you know, looking at the positives. She was one of the hardest workers I've ever met. And to this day, that is a huge thing that provides me with like a constant need to keep going, because I know that Kaylee would be doing the same thing had she still been here. And I really am just trying to do half as much as I know that she would have.
How are you guys doing? How are you holding up?
I think we're doing a lot better. You know, we have a nonprofit, Murder Has a Name, and it's made us focus on, there's true crime and it's very popular. So how do we take that true crime and point it in a direction where they actually can make a difference in a courtroom, make the world safer, and not see it just as something that is entertainment, but no, I can reach out and I can do something. And we're trying to find cold cases. We're going to do IgG, we're going to do genetics, we're going to do the lab, we're going to private fund it, and we're going to work with those investigators, and we're going to make, we're hunting the same people that, you know, killed our child. We're going after those people.
As you do it, come back and share those stories
you.
with the world and with our audience as well.
Yes.
The strength and dignity that you guys display every time you're here is just remarkable.
Yeah.
And to you, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you so
Big
much.
2-1 tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Kristi, Steve, Aubrie, thank you as always.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.